Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. As I promised you in my last video that I'll be making a Vietnamese inspired recipe or dish. So tonight I'll be making a Vietnamese soup. Let's start cooking. I will show you the ingredients I'm using tonight. I have all the sauces here that I'll be using. I'll start with hoisin sauce, rice wine vinegar, dark soy sauce, light soy sauce, oyster sauce. Here's our flavoring ingredients. We have garlic, minced garlic, sliced ginger, palm sugar, cinnamon stick, star anise, and our soup flavoring sachets, or the famous Vietnamese soup flavoring, which is pho. Egg noodles, cornflour, our leafy vegetables, coriander, spring onion, beef brisket, and water. We'll start with cutting our meat. Okay, we will cut it in pieces so it's easy to cook in the pot. When I was researching this famous soup, apparently having this kind of brisket with a bit of fat around the meat, it's good. It gives the soup a nice flavor. Okay, so I've chopped the meat. I've got my pots here. Okay, and the water's starting to heat up a bit, so I'm going to add my meat in the pot. We will simmer this for a few minutes, probably 5 minutes, and then we'll come back and change the water. Okay, while our meat is cooking, I have moved the meat onto my stove in the background. So I am going to mix our sauce or flavoring sauce to go with our meat or flavoring of the meat. So I'm going to start with adding oyster sauce. This is light soy sauce. Rice wine vinegar. Hoisin sauce. And dark soy sauce. Give this a good mix. And we will put this aside and have it ready when our meat is ready to be cooked. Now, with this recipe, because I have to get it ready on time for dinner, I won't have the time to do the long process of cooking the bones and the meat for quite some time as the original recipes of our wonderful Vietnamese friends. But I'm cooking this in a shortcut, so in a shorter time, and that means I'm going to have to use my Instant Pot to cook the meat. And also, if you're cooking more meat, then you might have to double the sauce as well. So let's put that aside, and then we'll move on to the next stage of our recipe. The corn flour I have here, I'm adding a little bit of water, and then I'll give it a good mix. Mixing that well, and then I'll add it to the sauce here. I could have done this process towards the end, but I decided to do it this way, and that way while it's cooking, it can thicken at the same time. Okay, so that's ready. Let's put it aside. I'm going to transfer my meat now into the pot of my Instant Pot. So I'm going to leave the few bones of the meat, and I'm going to leave it in there, and I'll cook the rest of the meat in the Instant Pot. Now I want to leave those because I'm going to keep boiling this after I change the water, and then I'll make my stock for the soup out of that. So I've got these 3 bones here left here. I left it out because I want to make a stock for our soup using these bones. So I'm going to add some water. Okay. And then I'm going to add my flavoring here, the Vietnamese pho sachets. So there's 4 cubes, and I got this from my local Asian supermarket. I'm going to add that to the pot. Okay, so that goes in the pot. I'll add 1 more jug of water, and then we will let it boil, and that will create a nice flavor stock for our soup. Next up, the meat that's in the pot of our Instant Pot. Okay, we will add our minced garlic, our sliced ginger. We'll spread it around a little bit. Now, I've got my palm sugar here. I'll just grate it a little bit, and then I'll chuck in the rest of the palm sugar. Or you can chop it in pieces with your chopping board. There we go. I'm chopping it in a few pieces, and then I'm throwing it in the pot. Okay, that's our palm sugar. Love that smell of the ginger and garlic together. Hasn't been cooked yet, but I can just tell that this is gonna come out really nice and flavorful. Okay, our next ingredient, we will add our cinnamon stick. Throw it in there somewhere. Hopefully you can see it. And then our star anise. I have 2. Okay, put it in there. And then the last ingredient to go in there is our sauce. So we'll just pour it around the meat. My goodness. That is it, friends. Okay, so we'll put this on the Instant Pot. We will cook it for 40 minutes, and our meat should be nice and tender by then. Okay, so pressure cook for 40 minutes on manual. I will set it up. Okay, so our meat is in there. Okay, we'll have our vent, okay, on seal. Set it up to manual, pressure cook. Manual, and we'll set the timer for 40 minutes. And then start. Okay, friends, hope you can see, but our meat is ready now, and it's nice and tender. If you can see from there, see, it's falling off the bones. So, and the gravy is nice and thick. So this is why I prefer adding the cornflour in the beginning instead of adding it last. Now the meat is cooked, and our gravy in there, it's nice and thick as well. Okay, so we are ready to get in and assemble our soup or prepare our soup bowls. Our stock here is still cooking away, and the bones that I had before, it's nice and tender too. I'm going to go ahead and add my veggies in there. Just to cook it slightly. Probably a few minutes. Okay, so we'll put the lid back on. And I've also cooked my noodles. I have it here. Hopefully you can see it, but I'll show you anyway. So I follow the instructions on the packet. And I had to cook it for 4 minutes in boiling water. And then I drain it with cold water. And now it's sitting here ready for the soup. Okay, our veggies are ready now. It's time for us to get our soup bowl ready. Okay, I want to add some noodles. Okay, that's it. I'm going to cut some cilantros in there. Spring onions as well. We will go ahead and add our stock along with our veggies. Okay, and now add our meat on top of that. All right, I'm going to squeeze my lemon or lime in there. And let's dig in. Okay. You like it, son? This is really nice. Okay. We can make this at home, or you can make this at home. We're going to sit down properly and eat this wonderful soup. I hope you make it at home. It doesn't take too long. If you do it the way I did. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for watching. So come back with my next recipe. I'm going to share with you a tropical dessert, very easy dessert. So stay tuned and come back for more. See you everyone. Take care. Bye.